Hello, family and friends. Welcome to another section of my short video. My name is Oriyomi Solomon Adewumi. Happy wedding day to the newly wedded couple out there all over the world. Today being Saturday, if I'm back home in Nigeria, probably I would have attended one Owambe or the other, or you'll have been hearing one Owambe or the other across the street, because Saturdays in Nigeria or some part of Africa or some part of the world are dedicated to marriage ceremony. Happy married life to the newly wedded couples out there. What will I be sharing with us today is what I titled, Why Your Marital Relationship Will Not Work Out. Wow, what an amazing topic. You are saying, Oriyomi, wow, when did you suddenly become a marriage counselor? Or what happened? I don't need to be a marriage counselor to be able to actually talk about why your marital relationship will not work out. I don't need to be that. If you look at my previous video, I said the life-changing moment of my life is 2010. Yeah, it's a wonderful moment of my wonderful period of my life. And in the last video, I said turning your failure into a blessing. I said something then. I said sorry to some ladies that I've had opportunity of interacting with, and quite has a little experience in terms of relationship that didn't work out. And generally, recently, the Lord was talking to me and he said, Riyami, do you know why we have many marital dysfunctional or many marital breakdown all over the world today? And I said, why? How? Why did that happen? He said, because the basic plan that he has for marriage has actually been broken down in many homes. And that is why we have many marital problems all over the world today. I'm sure maybe you take a statistics of marriage that have broken down all over the world. You will be amazed with the number of marital breakdown we have all over the world today compared to what we seem to have when we were born in the 80s. In the 80s, we don't have the number of marital breakdown like we had nowadays. I'm sure if we have 100 marriage that took place today, being Saturday, take a look at it. In the next 5 years, let's see how many percentage of those marriage or those married couple will still be together. And the major problem therein, like the Lord told me, is that the fundamental template in which He laid for marriage is not being followed by people. What is the fundamental template that the Lord laid down for marriage? If you have a man married to a woman, that is what I call man married to a woman, they are going to have what I call a blissful marriage, in the sense that if the man works in the capacity, he functions in his role as a man, in the real template in which God created man, and the woman function in the capacity in which God created her, a woman, in the real original masterpiece, master template of God, there we have a blissful marriage. You can say in the Garden of Eden, the moment the woman started behaving in the capacity in which she was not meant for, I'm sure you see what happened. So when you have a man married to a woman, or a man get involved with a woman in a relationship in the template of God, that is, the man functioning in the capacity of a man, maintaining his role, and the woman functioning in the capacity of a woman, maintaining a woman role, they are going to have a blissful relationship. In fact, they don't even need any marriage counselor. They don't need any third party. They don't need any family and friends for such a marriage to work out. No, you don't need anybody to help you. You don't need your pastor, you don't need your imam, you don't need your mother, you don't need your father, you don't need your friends to allow such a marriage, to allow such a relationship to work out. But when we have a man marrying to a man, that is, in the two people in the relationship, even though they may be opposite sex, functioning in that capacity, that is, you have a man and a woman in a relationship, but the two of them are functioning in the manly capacity, they are set up for disaster. That marriage will not work. And also, when you have a woman marrying to another woman, no matter what you do, that marriage will not work. What do I mean? I mean a man who is behaving in the capacity of a woman and married to another woman who is behaving in the capacity of a woman, it's a matter of time. That marriage will not work out. What do I mean and how do I mean by that? When God created a man, He created a man to have dominion. He created a man because God created man in His image. And when Adam was created, God noticed that, oh, this guy needs an helpmate. And God created Eve to help Adam. And if people will function in that capacity, that is, a man is working in the capacity of a man, whereas a woman comes into the relationship with you to support you, there will be perfect relationship. But what do we see nowadays? We see women trying to function in the capacity of a man. And as a result of that, you cannot have two sailors. You cannot have two captains in a boat. When you have two captains in a boat, automatically you know what will happen to such a boat. It's a matter of time. The boat will capsize. But when you have two people in a relationship and they function in their capacity, like I said, you don't have anybody. You don't need anybody to help you out. But what do we see nowadays? Men generally want to be respected. What does it mean to be respected? It means that you see a man in the capacity of a man. A man is meant to protect his family. A man is meant to provide for his family. A man is supposed to be a shield over the home. And when you as a woman, you are competing with that role, it's a matter of time. That home will break down because you are not meant, as a woman, you are not meant to function in that capacity. And the moment you are functioning in the capacity you are not meant for, what you are set up for is dysfunctionality. Because that means, like I said earlier in my previous video, I said, if you put the engine of an aeroplane in a boat, it will not work. Women are not meant to work in the capacity of a man in the original template of God. But what do we see today? We see women that will be saying they are independent, they are single mother, they want to play the role of a man. No, you are not meant for that role. The moment you are competing with such a role, you have set up yourself for destruction. You have set up yourself for a breakdown. Maintain your role, which is a mother, which is a wife, which is someone that should provide a supporting hand to the man. If you are able to function in that role perfectly well, you will see a man will not tell you you are not respecting him. A man will not tell you you are not submissive because you are functioning in the capacity in which you are made. And you know what? A woman wanted to be protected. They want to be provided for. They want to be shielded. They want to be cared for. But in the real sense of it, they are working in the capacity of a man. They want to still function in the capacity of a man. How do you expect me to protect you when you have made me realize that you don't need me to protect you? And you know what? Men are straightforward. They don't want to be confused. They don't want you to confuse them. The moment you persistently show to a man with your behavior that you can live without him. You can do your things without him. You can raise your children without him. It's a matter of time. It will fizzle away. The beauty you are supposed to be exhuming, he will not notice it again. And what do? You start complaining as a woman that, oh, he doesn't take care of me, he doesn't appreciate me again. But in the essence of it, what have you done? You have made yourself to be less beautiful because you have started competing with the role you are not meant for. Another reason why people's marital relationship will not work out is if that marital relationship is based primarily, initially, on a fundamental erroneous foundation. That is, your marriage is built on a deceit level. It's just a matter of time. It's a time bomb that is ready to explode at any point in time. Because no matter how long you try to patch a faulty foundation, it's just a matter of time. If God did not intervene, if you did not go back to the basis and undo what actually caused that problem in the first instance, it's a matter of time. That marriage is going to capsize. That marriage is going to explode. I've seen a whole lot of women. I've seen a whole lot of relationships that are built on the basis of deceit. Before you know it, the truth starts surfacing and people naturally don't want to be confronted with the truth. It's only few people that will be able to take responsibility for their action or inaction. And as a result of that, when they are being confronted with the truth, they now say, oh, okay, I can't handle this, I can't handle that. And naturally, women have the capacity to say, I can't live without you. And the moment you start subconsciously behaving in a way to show to a man that you can live without him, it's a matter of time. It will also develop into a man that can live without you. And what do you have? You have a marital breakdown. Also, we see some people that will say that they are submissive, but in the real sense of it, are they really submissive? Another thing a man wants in any relationship is that you should be submissive. Submission doesn't mean he is dominating you. Submission doesn't mean he is taking you as a slave. What does submission mean? Submission means you have alternative that you could take for any given instruction or any given instances, but you still decided to follow what your man has said to you. Not because, oh, you don't have alternative to it and you accepted to do what he said. No. Try to understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying that men should be domineering. I'm not saying that men should be controlling. No. That is not what I'm saying. That is not what submission means. Submission means that, okay, maybe your man tell you, why don't you let us do this thing this way? And you don't disagree with it just because you just want to disagree. There are some women out there, they will disagree with their man's authority. They will disagree with their man instruction just only to taunt him. And when you do such a thing to a man, it's a matter of time. That marital relationship you might think you have will fizzle away, will break down. Another thing that mistake people make that make them to have marital issue is they try to compare their marriage with another person's marriage. No, it's a big mistake people make. Like I said in my previous video, no two human beings are perfectly the same. Not even identical twins. Even identical twins, when you see them, when you look at them, you will see that they are different. Phenotypically, that is in the way they behave, in the way they do things, they are totally different. So if no two human beings are the same, why should you think your marriage is the same as another person's marriage? No. There is no two marriages that are perfectly the same. Every marriage faces different challenges in life. Face different challenges, and as a result of that, you can't use somebody's template as a yardstick for you to carry out what will happen in your marriage. Go and ask everybody that is having a success in their marriage and let them talk to you. You will see they will tell you that no, what seems to work for my husband or what works for my wife, I don't think will never work for another person, because there is no two marriage that is actually the same. Everybody is different. We are different human beings. We are different individuals, and as such, You can't be listening to third parties' view about your marriage, about what should happen in your marriage, and be bringing that into your marriage and think your marriage will work. No, it's a matter of time. Your marriage will not work. Because for you to have a marital bliss, for you to have a marital blessing, you need to function in your capacity. Don't take another person's role. Don't take the man's role if you are a woman. And if you are a man, don't take a woman's role. No, that is not the God template of marriage. And what people don't understand is that they believe that I can do without you. And that is very common among women. And they believe that, okay, if there is a marital breakdown, I go away with my children, I have another person to marry. But in the first instance, is that what you plan to do? Is that what you plan to have in your marriage? No. But because you cannot do things that is appropriate, because you can't seem to follow the real template of God for marriage in which you are made for, you start seeing people behaving the way they should not behave, and they expect to have a solution to their problem. No, I said in my previous video, I said you can never have a solution to a problem. You can't, by still maintaining the same mentality and behavior that caused the problem in the first instance. If you are having one problem or the other in your marriage and you think, oh, this marriage is about to capsize, why don't you sit down and ask yourself, what can you do to actually save that marriage? What are you doing that you are not doing right? Are you playing a role of a man in that marriage when you are supposed to be a woman? And are you playing a role of a woman in that marriage when you are supposed to be a man? If everybody will function in their role, that is, a man behaving in the role of a man and a woman behaving in the role of a woman, the way God created us, I can assure you, we will not have any marital issue that we are having nowadays. And if this role is interchanged in any marriage, it's a matter of time. We already know what the end point of such a marriage will be. So don't be deceived. People can still love you, genuinely love you, but still keep you at distance because they feel that they are being threatened. They feel that they are not respected. They feel that they are not being valued. And the moment anybody feel persistently that they are not being valued, it's a matter of time. They will withdraw into their shell. No matter how hard you try, they will withdraw into their shell. And when they withdraw into their shell, what happens? You have a marital breakdown. So please, if you are having one problem in your marriage or the other, instead of listening to third party about it, why don't you sit down yourself? I said in my previous video, you can't know a product more than the producer itself. So instead of you listening to third party, why don't you sit down and ask the author of the marriage itself, which is God, and let God teach you, what are you not doing right? And you know what? One other problem more people don't understand is, the moment you cause a problem, the moment you allow a problem to happen, there might be lifelong complication that you have to live with. That is it. That is one other reality that people don't get to live with. They don't get to understand. The moment there is a problem, a complication of your marriage, if you still want that marriage to work out, you have to learn how to live with that complication. If you don't learn how to live with that complication, then the best you can do is to move away, is to walk away. Does God love divorce? No, he doesn't love divorce. He doesn't. But will divorce happen on a daily basis? The answer is yes. And will there be divorce that will even make peaceful existence to be? The answer is yes, because there are some homes that is better they are pulled apart. It's better the partners are pulled apart for there to be survivor of them, for them to be able to continue to exist. One thing people need to understand in life is this: the moment a relationship is not adding value to you again, no matter how hard you try, If you persistently do everything to salvage the relationship and the relationship could not be salvaged, the best you can do for yourself is to walk out. If you see my Facebook page, you see I tag a video there. Some people might, in an attempt to circumvent the problem they are facing, or in an attempt to think, oh, the other way around is to commit suicide. No, you committing suicide doesn't solve any problem. It just pushes the problem to another person. No, taking your own life because you're having marital issue or because you're having any problem in life doesn't solve the problem. No, watch my video that I tag on my page. You can learn one or two things from it and you will be a better person. And above all, whatsoever problem that you might have had in life, I want you to have it at the back of your mind. I wrote something recently. I said, you will gain much more in life when you are not afraid of losing anything. That is one of that deceit that the devil wants to use on people to hold them back to some things. You will gain much more in life when you are not afraid of losing anything. Don't worry about what people will say. At the end of the day, it's not what people say that matter. But what will matter at the end is your life. What will matter is your sanity. What will matter is your well-being. If you are pushing a relationship and it is not working out for you, you've tried everything you can do and it's not making an headway, it's time to walk out. It's time to walk away. It's time to walk out of an abusive relationship. And you know what? I'm sure you've seen all over the world these days we have high rate of domestic violence, and it look as if hell, maybe the male counterpart is the one that is perpetrating the domestic violence or the other way around. Recently, the Lord was talking to me and he said to me, Oriyomi, do you know there is unspoken side of domestic violence? I said, really? He said, yes. He said there are unspoken sides of domestic violence that people don't even know, that he sit down on his throne in heaven and he look at what we are doing on this surface of the earth and he say, oh God. Don't worry, watch out for my more video and I'm sure you will be blessed. So, bottom line, if you function in your role in which you are created as a man, and a woman function in a capacity in which she is created, you guys are going to have heaven on earth marriage. But if you switch the role or you do other way around, you already know the end point. So I beg of you, be careful in your daily living. Do what is right to people. Treat them the way you want them to treat you. And when you see that you are not being valued again persistently, instead of doing something outrageous, it's time for you to walk away. Thank you and have a great day. Bye for now. Happy married life to all the couple that got married today all over the world. I wish you a blissful marriage and I wish you a wonderful union together, learning to do the marriage in God's template of marriage. Thank you and have a great night.